Hey everyone, and welcome back to Best of the Best Movie, the podcast where we figure out once and for all which movie is the best movie of all time. And the way we do that is we take the 28 best movies and put them in a bracket tournament. Now today is a special episode because it's the second half of the first round. So we've done 6 rounds and we got 6 left of the first round, and then we'll be on to round 2.
So we're halfway through the preliminaries.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where we get the best movies, this is self-explanatory because everyone knows where the best movies come from, but these are all the MTV Movie Award Best Movie winner. I'm Brett, joined by Dustin and Dylan.
Hey.
Dylan, Dustin, have you seen any movies non-tournament related lately?
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
That's all we're gonna say.
Dylan, you want to go first? Because I think you saw like a couple more than me.
I watched Gretel and Hansel.
That's the scary version?
It's not scary, but and then we watched.
What is it? What's different?
Scary is different.
What's different about it?
Gretel is named first instead of Hansel.
But why did they make this version? Like what's the?
I think it's more about like her becoming like a witch, right?
Yeah, they kind of changed it up a bit. It's weird, but I liked it. And then we watched Come to Daddy.
What the heck is that?
It's like a weird movie starring Elijah Wood. If I say any more, it kind of spoils it. I'm really glad I never saw a trailer for it.
It's a bit of a thriller or something, right?
Yeah. Oh, you could say thriller.
The trailer trailer. That doesn't spoil. The trailer doesn't spoil anything. In fact, the trailer perfectly sets you up for the movie. But
wow, they should start calling them a trailer for a thriller teaser.
A thriller trailer.
Ooh,
is a trailer.
Because this is Triller.
Wait, wasn't trill a word for like cool?
Yeah, still is. You use it all the time, don't you? Don't act like you don't use it.
Yeah, but it's like my private word, so I don't usually use it.
You were at the skate park yesterday, you did a backflip and said that was trill. You said it very loud.
Yeah, I screamed it using a megaphone.
Oh, I thought you said you streamed it.
Yeah, I streamed it. I'm a stream.
I like to see Dustin at the skate park, not with the skateboard, but just doing backflips.
At first they didn't want him there, but then they're like, this is pretty cool.
This is kind of cool. You can stay, kid.
It would be funny to see someone at a skate park just running around. Just, on the ramp.
Yeah, like
just running up and down.
All right.
Just too scared to actually use a skateboard.
I'm sure I watched more, but I cannot remember.
Yeah, I would say Come to Daddy is a very fun movie.
Huh. Should I check it out? Are there jump scares in it?
I think you know what it reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of like a Coen Brothers movie mixed with a Quentin. Who's the guy that directed Rubber?
Oh, I don't know his name because it's weird.
It's kind of like a mix between their styles.
Ooh, yeah.
I like Rubber and Wrong. So.
And Wrong, yeah.
I think you'd like it.
Dustin, did you check out any of the flicks at the 24 frames?
What did you just say?
Did you check out any of those 24 frames?
Oh, we did binge watch 24.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the movies. All the 24 times.
And the video games.
Video games were hard.
Did you watch any movies, Dustin?
Other than Come to Daddy, no. I didn't. Oh, we did. We rewatched Euro Trip.
Oh yeah, we did watch Euro Trip right after one of the movies we're talking about today. We did a double feature.
Wow. Did it?
I was like, hey, let's just put it on and like watch the opening.
Let's watch the song.
Let's
and then
watch
we watched the whole movie.
What's the song?
Scotty doesn't know.
Huh?
Scotty doesn't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Scotty doesn't know, or
yeah, I did the It's the Scooby Doo melody.
He just fucked me up. Scotty doesn't know that feeling and me.
Do it in my bed every Sunday.
And Matt Damon's the singer. You don't remember this?
I don't remember.
It's a shame it's not voted one of the best movies.
Very funny. The premise of it is that Scotty, the main character, gets broken up with at the beginning of the film, and then they go to a party, and Matt Damon is a leader of a band. The name of the band is Scotty Doesn't Know. And then they sing a song called Scotty, which is then doesn't know that he's having sex with his girlfriend, Fiona.
Now that you say it, I'm starting to remember.
Very fun movie.
The main part of the movie I remember is his ringtone is "male motherfucker,"
That's so funny that you remember that.
It's funny you remember that because I also remember having that as my ringtone at one point.
Wow. Yeah, it's just like, "Mill, motherfucker."
It's not as problematic as you think it would be. They say the R word a couple times.
They say the R word. They use the G word wrong a couple times, but it's very, very funny.
But because we share a Vimeo account, I know you watched the unrated version. So what did they add that's unrated?
It's a lot of penises on a naked beach.
Yeah, but that's in the original movie. That's not unrated. That's in the movie.
I thought you can only show a certain amount of wieners.
No, erect wieners. That's where you get.
I honestly couldn't tell you what was in that movie that I would have thought would have been unrated.
It was probably a joke. Like, they just made the movie longer and they called it unrated because they do that a bunch.
So they used to do that all the time. Man. I was telling him not to make this podcast longer, but do you remember the Sex Drive unrated?
Yeah, I love Sex Drive Unrated is a perfect unrated version.
I was telling him about it, how ridiculous it is.
Just put two people in there.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's directors, right? It was more.
Yeah.
The directors of Sex Drive, which by itself is a very funny movie. They were forced into doing an unrated version because that was popular. So the directors, before the movie starts, they come on screen and they say this. They're like, "Hey, we were forced to do it, so we're just going to add in a bunch of boobs and dicks." And they basically just green screen naked women into the movie. They also put bloopers in the movie. Like there's a part, there's a part where like Seth Green just like starts laughing and they like break character. And there's just like random moments, like they were just like, it was just like a complete fuck you to the unrated stuff. But and they also add fart noises. And,
I forgot about that.
And there's a couple
really good unrated.
I just remember there's a couple times where like he like looks in binoculars or something, and there's just like a naked woman instead of what you're supposed to be seeing. And it's just like it was very funny unrated version. But yeah, I saw Frozen 2.
Oh, what'd you think?
I completely forgot what happened in Frozen 1. So I was asking Katie a lot of questions, and I think ultimately I didn't like the movie. I like some of the songs, but I don't know.
Well, did Katie like it?
Oh yeah, she loves Frozen 2.
Oh, then I'm gonna watch it. I love Frozen.
Yeah, I didn't hate Frozen, but I don't know.
I saw it in a movie theater in Texas, which is where we live, but
it's just a bunch of people. By the way, if you haven't seen a movie in Texas, it's just a bunch of people bumping into each other saying "Good Dynamite, Good Dynamite,
Good Dynamite, Good Dynamite." It's a mosh pit.
No seats.
I would love to see a movie where there's a mosh pit up front. It's Frozen.
What movie would mosh?
Frozen, I'm assuming.
What movie would you mosh to?
I don't know. Ready to Rumble?
Batman v Superman.
I just picture like it's just two people talking, or it's like it's the bathroom scene where they're like being cuddly in the bathtub and Batman v Superman. It's just a bunch of people bumping into each other.
Frozen. I was like, what scene are you talking about?
Do you remember the scene in Frozen where they're like
in the bathtub?
Olaf's in a bathtub.
I still don't get Olaf. I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers for Frozen 2, but like Olaf acts like he's a kid, and he even mentions that he's like still learning, but he should be around 20 years old at this point. So I don't get why he's like, well, what is all this stuff? Like
so Frozen 2 takes place 20 years after the first one?
No, but in the first movie, isn't Olaf? Wait, when did
he was only like just born because it's the season? Yeah, and the whole joke is that he's
so Katie kind of goofed me. Katie kind of said they created Olaf as kids, so I thought
no, they would create snowmen as kids, but Olaf specifically was created during the first.
Well, movie. It still bugs me from the first one. So she just kind of created Olaf on a whim, right? She was just kind of flicking magic around, right? And
she was doing the Boogie Nights dance. She's like walking on the street.
But like, and she just created Olaf, like. Oh, it's just
watch that Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Did you see that they added the Fan 4 stick on Disney Plus?
I saw. I was looking for other Fox movies.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they own it now, baby.
Yeah, they're putting the Thing into Hamilton.
What?
They're putting, the Thing, like clobbering time.
I didn't see the trailer for Hamilton.
Yeah, they're putting. It's gonna be a lot of clobbering time.
He was there.
Oh, I did watch Artemis Fowl. Speaking of Disney Plus, because I kept hearing how it was.
Wait, you watched it?
Yeah, I told you I watched it.
That's right.
You a big fan?
I read the first book when I was like 4th grade.
Yeah, but he was.
Does the movie only follow the first book, or is it like?
I don't remember.
I watched like an hour-long video talk about it.
From what I understand, it's a sequel to the books because the guy in the books is Colin Farrell, right?
Yeah.
Is that what I understand? I could be wrong, but whatever. It's not a very good movie, but who cares?
Oh, I guess.
But let's talk about some good movies.
Yeah, so let's talk about the movies. So if we're going to be talking about Menace to Society versus Napoleon Dynamite, if we were in an alternate universe where we were talking about the Best Picture winners from the Oscars, we would be talking about Forrest Gump versus Crash.
Ooh, two movies I've seen.
Yeah, 2 movies I think we've all seen. So now we can actually
know the winner.
Yeah, I think I would pick Forrest Gump.
100%.
I don't hate Crash as much as other people do, though. Rewatching it later in life, I was like, oh, this movie is very on the nose with like, oh, racist people are racist. Like they don't try to hide it at all or be subtle. It's just like, I'm racist. And but I don't know. I like the music of Crash. and when
they don't have the song Crash from Dave Matthews.
Crash into me. The movie
that would have been very
Edge of 17 does though. Watch that.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is like, to me, it's one of the first. It's like your first best movie you've ever seen. Like, not favorite movie, but it's like, whoa, so this is what like a masterpiece film is like.
It is kind of weird that it has almost no story or plot or like development.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets any character development at all.
No, it's like a slice of life film.
Yeah, it's just like
he doesn't learn.
It's just like
continues to trust this woman.
It's just these things happen.
I thought you were going to say in an alternate universe we'd be watching a movie called The Phantom Menace to Society. That would be a cool movie.
Oh, God.
Well,
good.
I was going to say, let's get into the movie awards, unless you had something to say.
Actually, I do have a little bit of information I want to pop out.
About the movie awards.
So we've been talking about these movie awards, and we weren't aware that ever since 2001, the director of the movie awards has been almost exclusively one person. And
someone that we like.
The director. Wait, the
Gallen.
Wait,
do you know who that is?
The winner of Best Picture?
No. The director of the show.
The awards. The award shows.
Oh, okay. So the
ceremony.
So the director of the actual MTV movie.
Yeah. He directed the Jack Black Spider-Man parody.
Matrix.
He directed the Matrix parody. He directed like all the great parts that we love about the ones since 2001. It's Joe Gallen, director of Not Another Teen Movie.
Ah, that's why we like it so much.
And there's like 10 writers on Not Another Teen Movie, and almost all of them have worked on them.
Wow.
Yeah. They've all worked on at least one or two of the shows.
No wonder we like them so much.
Yeah.
That's very fun.
We're big fans of Not Another Teen Movie, in case anyone doesn't know.
I think everyone's
watching that when this is done.
I think everyone's a big fan of Not Another Teen Movie.
Not Chris Evans.
Chris Evans doesn't.
What? He doesn't like it?
There's an interview where he's talking about like his history, like where he started, and he's like, and then my big breakthrough was in a movie that wasn't very good called Not Another Teen Movie.
I guess on a technical level, it might not be very good. Like, I don't know.
I disagree. I think it's...
Yeah, I think it... Yeah. Well, let's get in. We're going to go in chronological order like I always go. So we're going with the 1994 MTV Movie Awards, which was... which was the third ever MTV Movie Awards.
Ooh. Is this the earliest one we've done?
No, we did an earlier one last time. Okay. So...
Wow. Not like we've got a list in front of us, right?
So this is the third one. It was hosted by Will Smith. Ever heard of him?
Haha. Yeah.
That's hot.
Marcus Brownlee.
So let's get into the performers, because this is going to take me a while.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, the performers. Bon Jovi I guess... Yeah, okay, sorry. The band.
All right, Dustin's got to go. He hates Bon Jovi.
No, he's going to want to hear these performers. It gets good. Bon Jovi performed Good Guys Don't Always Wear White, which is what was believed before he sang that song. So,
okay.
That was good.
He taught us all.
Nate Dogg and Warren G performed...
Oh, rest in peace.
Performed Regulate, I'm not sure if I know any of these.
Regulate.
Tony Braxton performed "You Mean the World to Me." I don't think I know who that is. Let me hover over.
The name sounds familiar.
Sounds like mom rock.
R&B artist.
You know Tony Braxton, Youngblood?
She is the highest selling female R&B artist in history. Jeez Louise. Good job, Tony Braxton.
Higher than JoJo?
I guess. Toby Huss. Wait, I gotta scroll over. Oh, you would recognize him from the Conan O'Brien late night show. You probably have seen him around in Adult Swim shows and stuff like that. Toby Huss performed Best Song from a Movie Melody. I guess it's more of an original goof. John Mellencamp and Michelle DiGicello? They performed Wild Night.
Okay.
And then
What an array of genres.
Let me get into this one. So this is the fun one. Okay, so the Backbeat Band, which I know we all love, but the Backbeat Band featuring Mike Ellis from REM, Dave Grohl from Nirvana, Dave Pirner from Soul Asylum, Thurston Moore of Sonic Youth, Don Fleming of Gumball, and Greg Doley of Afghan Wigs. They all performed Money, That's What I Want, / Long Tall Sally, and Helter Skelter.
Jeez.
What is
What
that?
a mega band.
There's a lot going on.
They were still experimenting back then.
A lot of people performed 3 different songs.
Okay.
Let's get into the awards. Okay. The Lifetime Achievement Award went to Richard Roundtree for Shaft.
All right.
Yeah. Best New Filmmaker went to Steve Zalian for Searching for Bobby Fischer.
You're about to say Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
I always like to make you guess. Best Action Sequence went to Trainwreck. And I'm not talking about the movie Trainwreck.
Oh, okay.
No, what movie is Trainwreck from?
Is that from The Fugitive?
Wow, it's from The Fugitive.
Whoa!
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. I mean, it beat out T-Rex / Jeep Scene.
Whoa. That's crazy.
It also beat up opening catwalk sequence from Cliffhanger.
Oh.
All right. Best Kiss went to Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson from Indecent Proposal. But listen who they beat out.
Oh.
Sorry, it's very funny to me. Did
Godzilla get nominated for it?
Basically, they beat out Jason James Richer and Willie from Free Willy.
Oh, God.
Very funny.
Is that whale still alive, you think?
I don't know how long whales live for.
Free Willy is a dolphin, or a whale. Flipper is a dolphin.
But they also beat out Kim Basinger and Dana Carvey for Wayne's World 2, which I think they have a very gross and
it's funny
long kiss. Okay. Best Song from a Movie went to Michael Jackson from Will You Be There from Free Willy. So at least Free Willy won on some point. Hold on, I'm just trying to see. The only other song of note that I can think of is they also beat out I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles from the Proclaimers.
Oh, cool.
Which is from a movie called Benny and June, yeah. But that's a big song. I feel like most people know that song more than Will You Be There.
I agree.
Okay. I'm glad. I wasn't going to move on until you agreed.
Thanks.
Best comedic performance went to Robin Williams for Mrs. Doubtfire.
Must have said Rotten Williams.
Rotten Williams. But beating out Jim Carrey for Ace Ventura and Pauly Shore for Son-in-Law, which Dustin raves about.
Oh, yeah. I love Pauly Shore. Name a movie and I love it. Biodome. We're in the Army.
In the Army now?
In the Army, thank you. That's my title. That's my title.
Okay, best villain went to Alicia Silverstone for The Crush. But she beat out some heavy hitters. I'm talking Macaulay Culkin for The Good Son. I'm talking Wesley Snipes for Demolition Man.
Whoa!
And I'm talking T-Rex for Jurassic Park.
I love that. I hope they bring back the trend of bringing back characters that are creatures.
Yeah, I would love to see the T-Rex win best villain. That would have been awesome.
Who'd accept it?
I don't know. I wish they would bring a T-Rex. I mean, nowadays, I'm sure just they would cut to a clip. But
yeah.
Best on-screen duo went to Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones for The Fugitive. Breakthrough performance went to Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, okay.
Most desirable female went to Janet Jackson for Poetic Justice.
Oh,
okay.
Most desirable male went to William Baldwin.
Wow.
For Silver.
Father of Haley Bieber?
But I just want to say that William Baldwin beat out Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Denzel Washington.
Denzel and Tom Cruise?
Hey, the 90s was a big time for the Baldwins.
That's what everyone says. That's what everyone says. Hey, the 90s, big time for the Baldwins.
2000s? No.
That's the Arquettes, baby.
We from the future.
Best female performance also went to Janet Jackson for Poetic Justice. Best male performance went to Tom Hanks for Philadelphia. And the best movie, we all know, went to Menace to Society, but it beat out The Fugitive, Jurassic Park, Philadelphia, and Schindler's List.
Wow. Whoa!
How do you guys feel?
It's crazy that it beat out Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I think Jurassic Park should have won. Hands down.
I mean, like, Schindler's List is also, like, crazy.
I like Schindler. Well,
I've never seen that.
I've only seen it once. I remember thinking it was a good movie. I wasn't like, hey, let's go watch Schindler's List again. But
it's I would say it's Gladiator syndrome, where it's a great movie, but incredibly boring.
It's a heavy hitter.
2001.
Too. But, yeah.
A Space Odyssey.
No, we're talking this is 1994. But Jurassic Park is such a heavy hitter. I mean,
that's crazy.
The movie's so good.
The kids, the teens didn't like it, I guess. But with Menace to Society, I think around that time, its subject matter was very prominent. And so I think maybe that's why it won.
I will say, before we get into the seriousness, I wasn't able to watch this award ceremony. It's too old. I was only able to watch like very random clips, mainly of the performers, and I saw some TV advertisements for it. And all of the ads kind of just showed the past MTV Movie Awards. It was like, we did this last year, and we did this 2 years ago.
3 of them?
Yeah, well, no, this is the third one, so they only showed 2.
So 2.
So.
Good thing they don't do that every year.
We did that. We did this. It was very exciting. So let's get into the movie that won the 1994 MTV Movie Awards, Menace to Society.
Yeah, it's bad. So let's go ahead and end it right now.
We were both saying that like the past 2 weeks were weeks where we're like, oh, it's 2 great movies. How are we going to decide this week? We're like, it's 2 okay movies. Like, either one, it's fine.
So I went into Menace to Society literally knowing nothing other than what's on the cover. Like, I never knew it. I didn't know a thing. And that opening scene is brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Because you think one thing is going to happen. You think the Asian owners are just going to, like, what how do you say that? They
be racist at them?
Yeah, basically. There's a certain word I'm trying to think of. But yeah, they're like, oh, these people. I don't know how to talk about this without getting in trouble. These black young people are gonna come in and rob the store, and they just want them out. They're profiling them, and you think, they're like the Asian people are being racist, which they are. But then they actually do end up killing them, and I'm just like, the whole time I was watching this, I was like, this is not the movie you want to show a racist person to get them to like not be racist,
to get them to understand like where they're coming from.
Because the movie is the movie's all about like, well, I'm assuming it's about like the system put them here and this is them dealing with, this is the lives the system has put them in. But if you just show a racist person, you should be like, wow, all they do is kill and steal from each other and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I would not want to be a person trying to get a racist person on their side.
Yeah, it's like jury duty. You got to do it eventually.
Okay, here's 1 year a week where you have to try to get racist people on that.
How'd you guys?
It's a fine movie. It's a good of like this genre of film that was coming around the time, which was like young people from the ghetto or the hood, or in the mid to early 90s. Like there's Boys in the Hood, there's Juice, there's like one or two other big hitters. I would say like Juice is still the best. Juice is a very good movie, but yeah, this one it felt like it was an incomplete movie in some parts.
Yeah.
Did you get that vibe? Like it was like they had so many ideas, but there's times where like either the scene just faded or they alluded to stuff. You know what I mean?
Did the main character, which I watched this movie over a week ago now because our time slots got changed, but did he learn anything?
So that's a problem I have with the script, and maybe it's not the point of the script or the story, but my thing is that it was hard for me to feel sympathy for the character ultimately because he was a pretty bad guy and he did nothing to redeem himself. Yeah. It's like right when we're supposed to start feeling sorry for him, he like does something awful.
Yeah, because they show his past, which was he was gonna grow up doing this stuff no matter what, because the way he was raised. But then you're right. He keeps they keep giving him moments to be like, oh, he's going to redeem himself. He's going to learn, like maybe someone getting killed and something like that. He'll learn something, but he really doesn't. Maybe he was learning right at the last second and it got all taken away from him. Mm-hmm. But he was kind of being forced into that. He wasn't like.
Yeah, I
felt like he was doing it for maybe different. I don't know. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it feels like the whole movie is a constant battle between. How the system, this cycle of violence has, aligned his thinking and him constantly battling against it. And yeah, I think there's only, he breaks out of it every once in a while, such as when he sees the kid come out and like, he's like, no, don't give the kid a drink, which is like obviously a parallel to the opening of the film, second scene. And then there are moments where like he's having conversation with like his grandparents and like I think at the end when he has that flashback and he realizes that like he does want to live, it's like I think that's kind of the point of the film, is that in this moment, like when these people are living their lives, they're so stuck in this cycle of violence that like they can't possibly, it's so difficult for them to escape it. To the point to where like you'll end up dying, and that'll be the only time that you could ever really escape it.
Yeah,
like it's what's the old adage? The only way out is in a casket, like the mafia and like gangs and stuff. Right. So like it definitely doesn't. I definitely don't think the movie was finished. I think the script is very bare, and that they probably just improvised scenes in the moment with because the inside sets. I was telling him. It's very strange how you can tell it's on a soundstage and how, because there are no windows, but also that creates like a very interesting environment, because that is the environment a lot of people who live in ghettos experience, because they don't have windows because they're living like these buildings right next to each other. And so it just creates a very strange, like a set in this creation. And I don't know if that was part of it. Like their sets, like people in the ghetto are living in basically sets that were developed for these scenes to go through. If it was that high level, I would commend them. I don't think it was though.
Yeah, when I was watching this movie on the filmmaking side, I like really loved the lighting of the movie.
I was about to say the same thing too. It's filmed almost like a noir in some parts. There's even scenes where there's like film light is coming through Venetian blinds.
Oh yeah, but then on the other side, I was like, everything looks like a set. I felt your thing. I was like, especially their like living rooms, particularly. I always felt like a movie set for some reason to me. And
they all looked like music videos from like that time.
Yeah,
where it's like if they're going to be filming in like a house or a living room in a music video, it felt like that.
It also,
which is not necessarily a bad thing. I did like some of like the lighting, the neon lights and stuff. They had not neon, but bright color.
Yeah. I did love the lighting.
It had very 90s audio, and I don't know how to describe it. Where like everything felt 80 yard. I don't know like how the 90s creates that, but it was very jarring to me. I was just like, it just seems like every single line was done in post, but I doubt it was.
There was and the acting is questionable in some parts. I remember there was one part where one of the guys that they hang out with, they like do a zoom into him or something, and it felt like he missed the mark when he was looking at. He's like, "Oh shit, at 5-0." I think he doesn't say 5-0. He says something else. But it looked like he was supposed to turn around and then do it again, but he missed his mark or something. And the way he delivered the "Oh shit's the cops" line was very strange to me. It's just small nitpicky shit. It doesn't matter, but
yeah, I will say this might be our first. Samuel L. Jackson. There's been 3 different movies so far. We got Avengers Endgame, Pulp Fiction, and now Menace to Society. I thought he was going to be a much bigger character. He dies off camera, which I thought was shocking.
Isn't like Samuel L. Jackson one of the most prolific? It's either him or Morgan Freeman have been in the most feature-length theater release films, right?
Well, probably not Morgan Freeman anymore. He's not going to get many more chances anymore.
I figured it'd be him or like Christopher Walken or something.
I don't know, but
this movie was first off incredibly graphic, and the graphic violence in it, I will say, was definitely. I felt what they were going for. That it was hard to watch.
Yeah, definitely very scary, and like it made you feel it, I guess.
Yeah, the couple of the shots, like the way that they zoom in on the gunshots and stuff, it felt like Hong Kong martial arts films where like they'll show the firing and then they'll like zoom in really hard on the actual shot penetrating, which is like kind of Hong Kong. They'll like show the punch connecting and then they'll switch to another shot to like really show it connecting. But I think the violence was done very well. I think I think some of the acting was like pretty good. I think for most of it, the acting felt real to the point of its own detriment, to where it felt like the main character just felt like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It made me think he was just a big dummy. And then what's his name?
O-Dog?
O-Dog, what a lunatic. I can't remember that actor's name, but he's in a lot of other stuff that came out around that time. And I was like, oh, this guy never his arc is, I will continue to be the worst person on the planet and I will only have success.
Yeah. I would not want to be friends with him.
Yeah, it's also funny that the 2 people who die at the end are Sharif and our main character, who are both the 2 people that are like trying to change and get out of it.
Yeah.
That's true. And him and Jada Pinkett Smith live.
And the kid.
She was good in this. She was like the best actor in this episode.
Oh yeah, she was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I will say, at least the poster on the Blu-ray and Vudu, I didn't realize it was literally the last shot of the movie. Like the poster is him dying with another guy like crying over him, and with the
That's a little bit of a spoiler.
And the car doing a drive. I mean, the poster didn't really spoil it for me. I wasn't aware of what was happening.
I feel like the old posters and promotional stuff was just like blue and then like them just standing there.
That's what's on the screen right now. You guys can't see it, but yeah, it's just Menace to Society with just them walking around.
Yeah, in these movies, there's always like that O-Dog character. There's the one that's trying to be more noble and trying to get out and trying to be the higher, better person. And then there's the one that's just like addicted to the violence or thinks violence is the only way. Like in Juice, it's the Tupac character. In Boys in the Hood, it's the Ice Cube character. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, funny enough, Tupac was supposed to be in this movie. He was supposed to portray Sharif, the Muslim character, but apparently him and the director got into an argument about the fact that he didn't believe Sharif would continue to be a gangbanger and a Muslim, even though if you watch the movie, he never gangbangs. He's kind of just around them.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, he's just friends with them.
Yeah, and then he ends up, Tupac ends up assaulting the director later at a club, and that is one of the first times he goes to prison.
Wow.
After his career
real life drama.
The only thing I really have to say about this movie is if they were to remake it, the white guy who was trying to get the car stolen, he would be played by Mikey Day.
He did look a lot like him.
This movie kept setting up stuff, and I was like, oh, when he got arrested and the cop was like, we got you, good, I thought he was gonna have to start working for the cops and kind of spoiler for Goodfellas, and kind of like working for the cops and like basically ratting. I thought he was gonna have to like rat on his friends. Instead, there's just a narration was like, nah, they didn't have enough on me, so.
Yeah, that makes me think. My initial thought was that this movie was probably another hour or two longer, but they had such a small budget they had to trim it down. It felt like that scene. It felt a lot of things that were supposed to come back and bite him in the ass, like stealing that one guy's car in the drive-through. Mm-hmm. Even it felt like they had to cut the scene where they were dropping him off in that Mexican neighborhood. It just kind of fades to black.
They're like, those guys were good.
Like 80. Yeah. They're like, hey, it worked out fine. Moving on. But
it didn't work out fine. They still don't like the cops and all that stuff.
They didn't have a fate, a bad fate from
that. The scene with the cops was definitely hard to watch, especially nowadays. I mean, it's been forever, but with it being in the news and everything, and those cops just, it was a rough scene to watch.
I think this film is particularly relevant. When we got this, I was like, side eye to the camera, do a Jim look to the camera, because of everything that's happening in America today.
Yeah.
But I think this is a very commendable first film for the Hughes brothers, and I think this is like, it definitely makes me want to watch some of their other films.
Dead Presidents is good.
Because I've never been a huge Spike Lee fan. I think while this film reeks of like amateur or like limited decision making, where like they're in the moment and they're limited or like something like that, I've always found Spike Lee's films to be just like poor, strange decision making. I always think his movies are just like why did you do that, Spike?
Inside Man is good.
Inside Man is good.
Check it
out. But yeah, no, this movie was good. It wasn't. Yeah, it was fine. It was a fine movie.
I feel like that's all I have to say about this.
Yeah. There's not much more to say about it. It's pretty straightforward.
It's good. So, do you want to move on to 2005?
Yeah.
So, the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. I remember watching this. I either DVR'd it or taped it because I watched it a couple times. It was hosted by Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, your boy.
Tank Man.
What? Okay, he's referencing the bit. Okay. All right, let's talk about the performers. A lot less performers. Eminem. This is weird. I watched this part. So Eminem sang two songs, Ass Like That and
Did the puppets come out?
And Mockingbird. Yes, puppets. So here's what happened. I thought it was just going to be a bit. It cuts to Lindsay Lohan, I believe. Yeah, Lindsay Lohan in the audience, and it wasn't Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, but it was a dog puppet, and he was making fun of Lindsay Lohan, like roasting him, like Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, which I'm a fan of Triumph. I find him funny.
Yeah.
But I was listening to this bit, and I'm like, Triumph's not that funny. Like, what's going on? He's just saying bad jokes. And the camera zooms out, and it's Eminem doing it the whole time. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It's not the actual... But he never said he was Triumph. He never tried to act like him. He just kept making jokes. And I was like, what a weird bit.
Who is Triumph?
He's just... I don't know who it is exactly. It's a guy who works on the Conan O'Brien show.
Oh. Do you think him and Banksy are the same person?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they zoom out and show him a lot. Like, he accidentally gets in shots quite a bit. But so it zooms out, and then puppets come out. There's some like humans dressed up as puppets, but they also have puppets. They look like the Crank Yankers puppets. Are they the same puppets?
They might be from the same people.
Definitely looks like Crank Yankers, which is coming back, which I know Dustin's excited about.
Oh, I thought it already came back.
Oh, did it?
I don't know.
Crank Yankers. I just watched that all the
time. What are they like? Is prank phone calling still like a thing?
Not really.
Or are they gonna do prank Zoom?
Good one.
It's in the show right there on that, so everyone remembers what he just said.
Mariah Carey saying "We Belong Together."
Ooh.
Yellow Card saying "Don't You Forget About Me," which I didn't know they did a cover of that.
Interesting.
Foo Fighters saying "Best of You."
Oh, Dave Grohl did both performances.
Yeah. He's
This is like the last time when I did it with 12 other people.
okay. So the two bits that I can remember, actually, I not this one's on YouTube, so I remember watching them. Yes, they actually have the titles here, which is funny. Tank Man Begins, which is what Dylan was referencing. Basically, Jimmy Fallon is getting a ride to the MTV Movie Awards, and it's the Batmobile and Batman. So he's just in the Batmobile talking to Batman. It's a pretty funny opening. The
most notable part is when Andy Dick is the roofer.
No,
or was it Andy Dick?
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Fallon.
Andy Dick's in it somewhere.
Andy Dick is a fellow police officer in a car.
That's right.
That just keeps cracking jokes. He goes, they're like, what should we call him? Should we call him? He kept naming them, but he's like, he's in a tank. Tank Man. Let's call him Tank Man. And then he also said,
Andy Dick in like every MTV Movie Award. I love it.
Yeah, Andy Dick was a regular and Jimmy Fallon was a regular, but there's a part where he's driving over the roof, and Andy Dick goes, he's flying over rooftops, because that's a line from the movie, and it cuts to the clip of the actual cop going, he's flying over rooftops, and Andy Dick is like, I just fucking said that, Daryl, and it's very funny.
Didn't the Lonely Island write this one?
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's how they met Jimmy Fallon.
But then it cuts to Jimmy Fallon as like Italian, I'm assuming. A person who's just like, I just spent 20 years putting all the shingles on my roof, and it is finally complete. And then Batman comes by and destroys the ceiling. And then what made me laugh is Jimmy Fallon goes, curse you, Tank Man. Like the name has already spread, and that really made me laugh.
Man, Batman Begins is a good movie. I wish we would watch it.
No, Batman, no. No, I'm not a fan of that trilogy in general, but I know. And then he rolls up to the MTV Movie Awards, and he's like, "Who are you, Batman? Do you remember who Batman was?" He takes off his.
Oprah Winfrey. It's no, who was it?
You're gonna kick yourself. It was Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, that's right.
Napoleon Dynamite and it was actually Josh Heater, and they sit there and they talk for a little too long. Like then they just start going through Napoleon Dynamite bits where he's just like, he's just like, so you're Batman? He's like, yeah, I have tons of skills, rock climbing skills. You know, he does Napoleon Dynamite.
Nunchuck skills.
So that was very funny. And then they do a bit where they put Jimmy Fallon into Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which I think either just came out or it must have just came out because it's not nominated for a single thing. And it's the scene where he's turning evil, spoilers, and Padme comes up to him and she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's just Jimmy Fallon talking to her. It's pretty funny. You might want to check it.
Doesn't he, when he's choking her, he's like, I wanted a Coke, but it was like this big. I wanted this big.
Well, he's like talking about getting a cup holder for something. Yeah. And he's like deciding, I'm trying to think of any bits I remember.
I actually do remember the tank bit now that you're saying it, which is very funny.
Curse you, Tank Man.
Curse you, Tank. Andy Dick, who I just now remember is also canceled.
Yeah, Andy Dick was very canceled.
Very canceled.
But he was funny, so I forgive him.
God, if only Kevin Spacey was funny.
Just kidding, of course. Kevin Spacey is extremely funny. He's in Bad Bosses. What's that movie?
Horrible Bosses.
Horrible Bosses.
He's in Bad Bosses.
I'm a bad boss. You know what's funny? He would be a horrible boss.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
I'm just kidding, guys. I don't like Kevin Spacey.
We don't like Kevin Spacey.
Okay. Oh, now I'm getting why Yellow Card saying don't you forget about me. The silver bucket, getting into the awards, the silver bucket of excellence went to The Breakfast Club.
Ooh. I thought maybe it was because John Hughes had just died. Didn't he die around that time?
I don't know.
If it's not on the list, who cares?
It's not on my list. The MTV Generation Award went to Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Ever heard of him?
Who?
Tom Blues.
Tom what?
Tom Snooze.
Now, this category is definitely still not around. Best video game based on a movie. I just want to say that Spider-Man 2 was nominated and did not win, which is ridiculous because Spider-Man 2 is one of the best movie video games of all time.
That's what people say, yeah.
They don't just say it, Dylan.
What one?
You're going to kick yourself in the shin, Dustin.
Napoleon Dynamite.
The Batman Begins.
The Chronicles of Riddick Escape from Butcher Bay.
No, that is Dustin's favorite video game.
Garbage. I'm not even going to stick with that bit.
Not even
Garbage.
Not even going to stick with the bit. Okay.
Well, write a letter.
Yeah, let me write a letter back in time.
The best fight, which I guess... No, never mind. Best action sequence is still here. Best fight went to Uma Thurman versus Daryl Hannah for Kill Bill Volume 2.
Okay.
Though, they did beat out the Battle of the News Teams from Anchorman, which is one of the funniest scenes in that movie, I thought.
Old.
Yeah, it's so funny that they had to do it crappily in the second one.
I mean...
Second one had Will Smith.
Yeah, you got me.
He's never done anything crappy.
Oh, it was very funny. Best musical sequence went to Canned Heat from Napoleon Dynamite. That is the dance.
The stage performance?
That is, yeah, the dance sequence.
Okay.
Dylan, you're going to be sad. It beat out the Thriller dance from 13 Going on 30.
Oh, man. What? Andy Serkis?
Well, it didn't credit him. It credited Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo.
He's the third one in that crew. Maybe Judy Greer. I don't know.
But
are there two dance sequences in the movie, or is it just that one?
Just the Thriller scene.
I mix that. You know what's funny? I mix that dance sequence up in my brain with the one from
Troy?
Charlie's Angels.
Oh, Charlie's Angels.
Because they look like they're shot on the same stage.
Man, why didn't Charlie's Angels Full Throttle win anything? Anyway, move on.
Wait, what dance sequence are you talking about in Charlie's Angels? The underwear butt one?
Heaven must be missing one angel. One that they dance to that song, and it's her and the Luke Owen. They're
Luke
dancing
Wilson?
to that. Luke Wilson, thank you. Luke Owen, whatever Wilson brother it was.
Is that in Charlie's Angels or Full Throttle?
I can't remember.
Wow. Okay, movie expert.
Wow, canceled me.
Okay, let's see if you can guess the movie. Best action sequence went to Destruction of Los Angeles.
Independence.
Now,
Yeah.
2005.
2005 Transformers.
No. I don't know. What is it?
The Day After Tomorrow. But I mean,
Tornadoes.
there's a lot of good action sequences. The subway battle from Spider-Man 2, which I like.
Ooh, that's the one.
The Moscow car chase from Bourne Supremacy. The desert terrorist assault from Team America World Police.
Oh, that should have won.
That should have won. 1,000%.
A lot of good ones.
Why didn't that win Best Movie?
Okay, Best Kiss.
Should have won. We should have watched that.
Yeah, Team America still holds up in my opinion. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I remember really liking it last time I saw it. Best Kiss went to Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling for The Notebook. I will say, Rachel McAdams was on stage quite a bit during this MTV Movie Awards. We'll get into it later.
She's a honey.
Dude.
Yeah.
But they beat out a bunch of heavy hitters. I'm talking.
You're too busy thinking about Rachel McAdams. Look at you.
But they beat out a bunch of heavy hitters. I'm talking about the kiss from Elektra. I'm talking about the kiss from the girl next door.
Whoa.
I'm talking about the kiss from Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Whoa. Oh, iconic.
The only other good one would probably be Garden State, which is that a good kiss? I don't know.
Wow, you said all those movies, and I instantly thought of those kisses. I know exactly what you're talking about.
This one deserves to win.
Yeah.
Okay, best frightened performance went to Dakota Fanning.
I was gonna guess that.
From what?
War of the Worlds.
You're a dingus because it went to Dakota Fanning for Hide and Seek. What's that? What is
Oh
that?
man,
Dumb.
some garbage thriller with Robert De Niro.
Dumb.
I mean, they beat out Carrie Elwes from Saw, Sarah Michelle Gellar from The Grudge,
Whoa.
Also from Saw.
and Jennifer Tilly from Seed of Chucky. All right. Best comedic performance went to Dustin Hoffman for Meet the Fockers.
I give it to him.
Would you? Against Antonio Banderas for Shrek 2? Will Ferrell for Anchorman? Ben Stiller for Dodgeball?
Whoa. Ben Stiller for Dodgeball, 10,000%.
I know. Even like Will Smith for Hitch. I'm not sure about that. But Ben Stiller, Dodgeball. I think you could nominate the whole cast of Dodgeball for best performance. Jason Bateman could beat Dustin Hoffman in a second.
Dip, dodge, dip, dive, and dive.
Oh my God! Rip Torn's that movie should win best comedic performance.
Okay, today I'm watching another team movie, Dodgeball. What's the other one?
Okay, Team America.
Team America.
Okay, best villain went to Ben Stiller from Dodgeball, a true underdog story.
At least they came back with that.
I mean, but he beat out some heavy hitters. Tom Cruise, Collateral, which I know Dylan likes.
Oh God, so good.
Rachel McAdams for The Notebook. Just kidding. Mean Girls.
So she's the villain.
Jim Carrey for Lemony Snicket's, and Alfred Melania for Spider-Man 2. I guess I don't really care about that.
Oh, those are some heavy hitters.
Best on-screen team went to Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, Lacey Chabert, and Amanda Seyfried for Mean Girls.
Okay.
I like Mean Girls.
Okay.
You say okay, but I mean, we're talking... They beat out Harold and Kumar, Dodgeball, The Anchorman Crew, and The Incredibles.
So they continue the trend of things that don't exist being nominated.
I mean, no, I didn't want to list all the actors' names, Dylan.
Harold and Kumar. That sounds. I don't know. I might have given to that or The Incredibles.
But not Dodgeball. We just said Dodgeball. We just said Dodgeball would win everything.
Yeah, but they weren't going up against Harold and Kumar.
I think Dodgeball's better than Harold and Kumar.
Wait, which on-screen team do you think is the best?
Oh, Dodgeball.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Vince Vaughn.
But even the Anchorman guys, I would say, is better than.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Crazy year.
Breakthrough performance went to Rachel McAdams. Which movie do you think?
Notebook.
Mean Girls. Mean Girls. But I mean, she beat out some heavy hitters. I'm going to keep saying this. I mean, Alicia Cuthbert for The Girl Next Door. Actually, wasn't she like kicked out of Hollywood or something? She's
in real life?
Yeah, she was. She like said no to a project and she got like blacklisted or something.
I haven't seen her do anything other than what is it, Happy Endings, that sitcom that came
movie studios are weird. If you turn down a project, they'll be like, okay, you're not in the movies anymore. It's happened to a couple people. Who turned down Batman originally? Didn't he get kicked out of Hollywood? But Bryce Dallas Howard for The Village, Amy Rossum for Day After Tomorrow. Heavy hitters.
Wow.
Breakthrough performance went to Josh Heater for Napoleon Dynamite.
John Heater or Josh Heater?
What did I say?
I think it's Josh Heder.
It's John. Dylan was right.
Heder.
Why am I saying Josh?
Yeah.
Okay. He beat out Tyler Perry, Freddie Highmore, Zach Braff, Tim McGraw. You know what movies are from.
Tim McGraw for what?
Friday Night Lights.
Oh. Tim McGraw for what?
Tim McGraw for what? President.
Best female performance went to Lindsay Lohan for Mean Girls. We don't need to get into the other ones. Best male performance, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Aviator.
Ooh, I agree.
Would you? Jamie Foxx, Ray. Will Smith, Hitch. Matt Damon, Born Supremacy.
Not Jamie Foxx, Collateral?
Maybe not Jamie Foxx, Collateral.
So maybe Jamie Foxx, probably.
Okay, and the best movie went to Napoleon Dynamite, beating out Kill Bill Volume 2, Spider-Man 2, Ray, and The Incredibles.
Really glad we didn't have to watch Kill Bill 2.
What about Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I just watched Spider-Man 2, but that would have been fine.
But that's like one of the best superhero movies of all time.
Yeah, it's really good. So good.
Better than The Incredibles. I still, to this day, cannot get through Incredibles. That movie bores me to tears, and I don't get it.
Have you seen the second one?
Why would I watch the second one if I can't?
I think the second one's a little bit better.
I love them both. I think they're great.
You would, Dustin.
I love Jason Lee.
So do I. I binged how My Name is Earl.
Did you like it?
How my name is Zero.
I really
did. I hope you like it.
How did I get my name?
I really do like My Name Is Zero.
I think it was really good.
It's really silly, but the last season started to get meta as heck, and I'm sad that they got canceled because they were really starting to get a little meta. Hey, and I like meta. So let's talk about it. The winner of the 2005 MTV Movie Awards, one of the best movies of all time, which we all agree on.
We all agree.
Is Napoleon Dynamite. How do you guys feel about Napoleon Dynamite?
Man, this movie brought me back.
This is my childhood.
I kept hearing lines and being like, whoa, I haven't heard that in like 10 years.
Yeah, when he said, your mom goes to college, I was like, wow, he said it.
I forgot all about that.
Wow! My catchphrase as a child.
Is she hot?
Yeah, is she hot? Your mom goes to college. What was the other one that were like, just hearing gosh. Again, I was like, whoa, I haven't heard that forever.
He's like, jeez. When he slaps him.
I gotta say, rewatching this movie, I mean, I haven't seen it for a long time. Rewatching this movie, it did change my opinion on it. I'm not sure if for the good, it might be for the bad, but I think I hate Napoleon Dynamite and I love the entire cast, the rest of the cast. I wish Napoleon...
Hate the character?
Yeah, the character.
Cast?
I hate the character of Napoleon Dynamite, and I love the rest of the cast. I kind of wish he was a side character, and like Dad.
They do like a Mad Max type thing. Like these characters are in his world. They're just following him, and he's not the main character.
But wait, what?
Mad Max Fury Road. How Mad Max is not necessarily the main character.
Oh, I thought you meant they're all in cars driving in the desert, swinging around.
But
I like that too.
Who's your favorite character?
I don't know.
I love the uncle.
I was about to say, I think I might hate Uncle Rico.
Who did you like then?
I love hating him. He oh my god, he always creeps on Dad at one point.
I think I really like Pedro. Pedro. He's just so positive, and he's just like, I'll do it. I'll run.
I was really hot.
Yeah, we were both saying that this movie is very front loaded. Meaning like the first like 45 minutes to an hour, like that's, or not even an hour. That's where the greatest hits are.
After the dance, I was like, oh, the movie keeps going.
We both said, oh, we thought the prom was the end in our mind.
The dance
like,
felt
it was
like
a Mandela effect.
The dance felt like the ending. It really did.
Well, because that was the main plot of the movie, and then it ends, and then there's like this strange subplot with then the movie. Prior to that, the movie is primarily just like moments. Like there's just like a lot of Dustin's showing off his guns right now.
Watching this movie, it really made me think this is a YouTube series before YouTube. Like it felt like there's like a bunch of mini scenes where like Kip and Napoleon like Kip wants to go to that workout, the self-defense thing. He kind of gets kicked a couple times and he's like, geez, that was a ripoff. And then that never comes back. I mean, the character does a little bit later.
Yeah, it pays off a little bit.
It felt more like, oh, that would have been a good like YouTube clip for maybe like a series these people
there's full of scenes where there's like not necessarily a beginning or a middle. You're just automatically introduced in the middle of the scene, and like what's ever happening is happening, and then it just moves on. It'll be like they're in the store grocery shopping, and then the next scene is him at school getting beat up or something. It's just like moments, and then they don't like necessarily weave into each other. There's some parts, of course, but
Napoleon, give me some of your tots. No, get your own.
But man, as a 13-year-old boy, this was like one of the funniest movies ever made. Now it's like, oh, this is an enjoyable movie. This is fun.
I gotta say, I love the filmmaking of this movie. It's a lot of like wide shots and then some like really hard zooms every now and then. But I never realized I liked how much Idaho looks. I mean,
we were saying how awful it looks.
I'm not sure if I'll ever want to live there, but I really like the mountain backgrounds and
landscape is beautiful.
Just the way, it looks like sorry to anyone in Idaho. It looks kind of boring to live there, at least wherever Napoleon Dynamite lived. But I thought it looked really cool. And the music is very good.
Oh, yeah. There's so many songs in this movie.
Well, it's an MTV. We should talk about this. It's an MTV movie.
Whoa, it's insider trading.
Yeah,
oh, no.
It's a bit shady that it's nominated and won, so I wonder what happened. But it is an MTV movie.
Yeah, this... it reminded me just so much of like all like the people just like quoting it in middle school. We were wondering, did this become like the Borat or the 22 Jump Street?
I was just about to say that I feel like a lot of people hate this movie now because the Borat effect, where people just quoted it to death, and then that became annoying.
Wait, 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, the My Name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Where it's like, it was funny, then it became funny. Now it's funny because it's not funny, just like Borat.
I still think My Name is Jeff is hilarious.
But I feel like I didn't find any of Napoleon Dynamite's phrases funny. I think everything Kip said was, I mean, he's a star.
Dude,
Pedro was very funny. I don't get why Deb loves, or at least likes, Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, I've been chatting with this girl for a while. Things are getting pretty serious.
The actor who did this, he went on to do almost nothing after this.
Really, he's very handsome in real life, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great looking guy. He's got like kind face, you know, where like he looks like he plays like the nice guy and a lot of stuff. I don't know why he's not cast in more, but he ends up coming back for the animated TV show.
The animated series. Why wasn't that on Adult Swim? Like, this feels like an Adult Swim show. I'm surprised. Like,
it's very like that. Yeah, I can see that.
They try to make it a half-hour Fox show where they got the entire cast back, which is cool. Actually, I'm not sure if they got the llama back. But
I don't think I've ever finished any of this director's other movies, like Nacho Libre, and what is it? Something Broncos.
I liked Gentlemen Broncos mainly because Sam Rockwell is very funny in it, and there's a part where spoiler alert, he's flying around going wee, and I thought that was funny. Actually, I don't think I like that movie. Maybe I just like Sam Rockwell. Nacho Libre.
Everyone likes Sam Rockwell.
Nacho Libre, not a fan of. I'm Nacho a fan of Libre.
I could never finish it.
I saw that movie in theaters and I was bored out of my mind, and I was really bummed because I liked Napoleon Dynamite and I liked Jack Black. The sandwich was sloppy.
Smush them together.
Just smush them together.
I'm trying to think.
Jared Hess,
the director. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else to say about this movie. I don't know. This movie's really gross to look at sometimes too. The whole chicken farm thing. I don't know why that chicken farm scene was in this movie.
Yes, one of my things I thought was like, I feel like flies are in every scene of this movie.
There's also like dogs or something running in the background. I don't know what it is. There's always something running in the background of every shot.
Really? That's funny.
So I was reading like the trivia, of course, and so this is originally based off of a short film him and John Heder made.
That's on the DVD and it's very boring.
And originally the him at the chicken farm and like testing milk, I think that's basically what it was.
Yeah, that is. It's all it's him getting a job at the chicken farm. So I guess
it's like, yeah. I think that I mean, if I'm going to say anything, I think John Heder did a great job creating that character. I think he's iconic and he's so individualistic. I can't think of another character, even anything like Napoleon Dynamite. I don't like him as a person. I don't want to talk to him.
Wait, what? Oh, Napoleon Dynamite or John Heder?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about the actor.
I thought you were talking about John
I feel bad for John Heder. He went on to make some garbage.
He tried to get out of the because that's such a character. He did what? School for Scoundrels and people like the Benchwarmers.
Oh yeah, he's in it.
Yeah, he's in the Benchwarmers. He wears a helmet the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You don't like Benchwarmers, Dylan?
I don't remember liking it. Isn't that just like considered like just one of the garbage pail Happy Medicine movies?
He was good in Blades of Glory.
Oh yeah, I do like Blades of Glory.
That was not. I think that gets nominated for MTV Movie Award at some point.
He went on to do a lot of voice acting.
For what?
All hail the king! All hail King Julian, exiled.
Anything?
The Ladybug.
Anything of note?
Star versus the Forces of Evil. That's a pretty big like kids show these days.
Okay, I'm sure he's doing fine. And
he also did Ghost Team. Did you ever see that? Really bad. It's got like Justin. It's got like a really good cast. It's got like Justin Long.
Is that animated or is it?
No, this is live action, and it's got like a lot of comedians and a lot of funny people in it. It's just garbage. It's just pure garbage. I guess I just don't like John because I've just seen so much garbage these days.
Well, we have him calling in. You can tell how much you don't like him.
I don't know what else to say about this movie other than like it's visually amazing.
I got something spicy to talk about here because I was peeved. So we watched this on Vudu. I'm assuming you guys did as well.
Yeah.
we did not see the whole movie, and boy, oh boy, was I mad.
What do you mean?
I was freaking heated.
So, what do you mean?
Because there's a post-credit scene to this movie. There's a very long, well, not very long, but for a post-credit scene, it's long.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
You haven't seen the Kip wedding? The Kip and LaFonda wedding?
No.
So in theaters, there was a post-credit scene to this movie, and on the DVD, because I owned the DVD at some point, the post-credit scene was there too. It's Kip and LaFonda getting married. The whole cast is there. There's a whole bunch of extras. Like, it's a full-on production. Spoilers, Napoleon Dynamite comes in on a horse. It's very funny to see him on a horse. But it starts with Kip singing a song that's very awkward. He's like, always and forever. He's just doing a weird...
This does sound familiar.
He's just doing a Kip song, but it cuts to LaFonda's parents just so disappointed. They're like, oh my God. But it's kind of a funny scene, I guess.
Man, I forgot about the LaFonda storyline. I forgot all about the time travel storyline.
LaFonda is apparently cousins with Jamiroquai.
Canon in the movie.
She said, this is a mixtape my cousin did.
Oh yeah, of Canned Heat.
And then, but yeah, I think that's right. She was so good. And then the time travel.
Forgot all about that. I forgot about Uncle Rico, like trying to sabotage him by like giving the natural enhancement flyers to the girls at school.
I think that was so funny when he was just like, give me that. And he just grabs his steak and throws it at him. I would say that was one of the best performances when he's just like, how much you want to bet I could throw a football over those mountains?
It's so funny.
He like looks so serious. Like he really believes he could throw a football over those mountains. Like he just wants to be back in the 80s so bad. In the part where he chucks the food at his car and then they get out and start fighting in like the lawn.
Yeah. You're gonna clean my van right now. When they first meet Uncle Rico and he brings the tape. And he's so excited for them to watch the tape. He's just like, so what do you think? And Kip's like, pretty cool, I guess.
Kip's pretty positive.
That was garbage. Well, you know what, Napoleon? You can leave.
I think why I don't like Uncle Rico is when he turns into the breast enhancement part. It's not explained.
It comes on to her.
It's not explained at all, but it's just like, oh, now he's trying to give women, it's like herbal stuff, right? That's supposed to, it's all a scam.
Well, it's just like a lot of bits in this movie. It's like, well, that was the bit, now on to the next thing.
Yeah, he's always just trying to make cash easy.
I'm just talking about like the setups in this movie.
But this one, it kind of stayed because it affects, Deb's and Napoleon's relationship. And I guess Deb turns around because Napoleon dances. I guess you could say Napoleon did something selfless because he was helping Pedro. He was embarrassing himself to help Pedro out. But I don't think that's how Napoleon was thinking. I really don't. I think Napoleon was like, well, he doesn't have a skit. I guess I'll dance. I don't think he was like, I'm going to be brave and put myself out there. Because I don't think Napoleon cares.
You don't really learn much about Napoleon other than he likes like niche things.
It's so hard to tell. All the character work in this movie is so understated. We were just talking about the last movie, how all the character work's not subtle at all. And this movie, it's so subtle, it's insane.
I like how Uncle Rico, when the grandma goes to the hospital and Uncle Rico's saying everything, he's like, she was on a date. And they're like, she was on a date. He was like, there's a lot that you don't know about your grandma. Like, all he knew is that she was on a date. Like, he didn't... I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of really funny moments like this.
What was she doing in the dunes?
I love the grandma when she says, just make yourself a dang quesadilla.
Yeah, quesadilla.
Quesadilla. Yeah. As if are those easy to make?
Yeah, you just throw them in the microwave.
It's just a wrap and cheese.
Okay. But
the authentic way, no. But...
I do love that they just have a bunch of steaks. They don't.
Yeah, a bunch of steaks.
They don't
flies
look
in
that
the
good.
house.
Your Uncle Rico's going to be bringing some steaks.
Flies in the food. Everyone has food like hanging off their mouth. And
it's so hot all the time.
They look so sweaty. This movie's growing on me the more I'm talking about it.
Yeah, this is also, for a long time, this had the longest credits or actors, list of actors in a credits scene ever, because he credits every individual extra.
Oh, okay.
Well, then Paranormal Activity Blu-ray came out, and then that has a bunch.
Yeah, they weren't listed as actors, Dylan.
Yeah, we're credited as something.
I'm in those credits. Guys, if you have the Paranormal Activity Blu-ray, look for my name. They're in those credits.
What's it say? Buttface McGee?
Hey.
Ooh, let's end the podcast there.
I don't have anything else to say about Napoleon Dynamite. I just want to...
I'm trying to kick you. I feel like, I don't know, when I was watching this movie, yeah, I like the filmmaking, I like the acting, I like the randomness. It felt kind of like Rubber and Wrong, but a little toned down. It's not so random, but I mean, the beginning of the movie, it just starts with him getting on a bus and then throwing an action figure out the window.
Yeah, you can definitely tell this movie like kind of influenced comedy to come later, mainstream comedy. Yeah. That's the way I see it.
I think this movie, I think it started as visuals more than anything else. And it's just, after watching it, I really see like, it's like someone saw Wes Anderson and they're like, oh, you can just make visuals amazing. And then like the rest of the filmmaking can catch up to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And he did it, and it's all right.
It's good. So should we get into the votes?
Let's get into the votes.
Okay. Should we all say it together now?
I mean,
let's get into the
different.
votes. Oh, I thought.
Let's all do it. We haven't done that yet. We'll all say it at 3.
Oh,
our votes?
Well, count, say 3, 2, 1. Don't go
Okay,
up.
okay. I'll count down, and then after I say, so I'll go 3, 2, 1, vote. Okay.
Wait, vote and then you name the movie? Or
no. So 3, 2, 1, vote. And we all say.
And then we say the name of the movie.
3, 2, 1, name of the movie.
Yes. 3, 2, 1, name of the movie, and then you say the name of the movie.
No. 3, 2, 1, vote, name of the movie, and then insert the movie you want to name.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Okay, no more explanation. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, vote, name of the movie. You dummy.
Wait, let's start over.
Let's start over. Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Best of the Best movie. I forgot the name.
I'm voting Napoleon Dynamite.
I vote Napoleon Dynamite.
I vote for Napoleon Dynamite.
Whoa, 3 white, straight, cis men picked the white movie. How shocking.
It's not, it's like by a hair.
It cheats. This is a cheat in my opinion because like I think they're both like as far as filmmaking goes, I think
they are both identical movies.
They are identical movies. I think they're both of the exact same quality in different areas. But Napoleon Dynamite, I mean,
I'm just joking.
It's an easier watch.
Racist, by the way.
It's an easier watch.
I'm racist.
Also,
I would say I don't think they're equal. I think Napoleon Dynamite is better. I'm not saying worlds better, but I do think it's slightly better just because you're right. Both of them just kind of start scenes and then they go nowhere. But for some reason, I think Napoleon Dynamite's has at least a little bit of an end. I don't know what I'm saying.
I think these are both films these are both the first feature-length films by their directors. I think they both like, while one leads on visuals, I think the other one leads on its themes.
Yeah, it's hard because one's a drama, one's a dumb comedy, so it's definitely it's so hard to compare them at that point.
You know the song at the end of Napoleon Dynamite where like everything's starting to wrap up and it's like
yeah, that 80s song, right?
I don't know how to sing it, but if that song was in Menace to Society, I might pick Menace to Society because that song is very good, and I'm like, I really like the ending of this.
Yeah, I will say Menace to Society is probably a more important movie.
Oh yeah,
I'm definitely gonna say I'm probably gonna watch Menace to Society again like later this year. Because I definitely want to re-observe it.
Well, the three of us picked Napoleon Dynamite, which means you have to watch.
You're from watching it ever again.
Yeah, I can never watch it.
We can never watch Wedding Crashers again.
I'm gonna update the number.
Oh no!
We can never watch 7 again.
What?
That was your fault, Dustin.
No.
Well, so Napoleon moves on. I'm seeing what Napoleon is going against next time. It's very fun to me. I can't tell you because it's all secrets. It's all secrets. So let's talk about what 2 movies we're watching next week and debating, I guess. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
3. All right, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1. Then you say no. We're not doing this.
From 2009.
Can we guess?
Oh, I was gonna say, but you can guess.
Is it Twilight? Did we get there?
Twilight.
Yes.
Versus 2011, the Twilight Saga
Yes.
Eclipse. So that's
All right, well, we're watching all of them.
So that's 1 versus 3, by the way. This is unprecedented, but I'm going to tell you something about the week after.
Okay.
It will obviously make sense. So I will say that the Twilight Saga New Moon will be in the week after's battle. So if you want to watch Twilight 1, 2, and 3, it would probably be a good idea. That way you know what's going on in Eclipse.
Yeah. I see the whole picture.
I just wanted to warn you that New Moon will be in the following week. So, guys,
Can
get
you
ready.
say the year of the movie it's going to be against? Can you just say the year of the movie it's going to be?
Don't give us any.
I mean, then you can look it up.
I don't want to look it up. I just want my imagination.
Oh, I gotta okay, I gotta like go a bunch of charts over here.
Okay, you don't need to.
No, I'm almost there now. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Hold on, I'm so close. I just gotta find the movie. What happened? Oh, 2007.
Oh fuck! I think I know what it is.
What movie do you think it is?
Is it Transformers?
You are so wrong.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, then let's just leave it at that.
Okay, so Twilight versus the Twilight Saga Eclipse. Coming at you next week.
I'm excited.
So what's funny about this is people were joking in the comments saying, oh, all the Twilights are just going to lose first round. A Twilight is going to win.
It has to. We can't abstain from voting.
I'm interested to see which one wins.
I've never seen past the first one, so
Oh,
I've only seen the first one, and I've seen the last scene of the fifth or fourth one, whatever the last movie is.
I'll say this without getting too much into the whole voting
There's
thing.
the fifth.
The second
There's
one's the
5
best
movies.
one.
there are 5?
There's 5 movies.
Oh, here we go.
There,
we about to get made.
there are not 5 movies nominated for best movie, though.
I mean, but why stop?
Wait, I thought they all won.
They all won except one, and the one that didn't win wasn't even nominated.
The last one or the fourth one?
You will have to wait and see.
I'll have to wait and see.
So guys, Twilight versus Twilight Eclipse next week. Remember, New Moon. If you guys are watching along, I just want to point out that New Moon will also be the following week. All right, that's Dylan. You guys have your homework assignment.
Deal.
We'll see.
Baby.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.